Okay, as I was saying, 9-2 translations, what a translation is when you slide a shape. So translations move a shape up, down, right or left. When a figure has been translated, it will still be facing the same direction. So it doesn't turn at all, it just slides. Okay, next concept. Okay, so suppose you are given triangle ABC and are told to move or translate the triangle. How do you know how much to move it and in what direction? We have what's called a translation vector that tells you the distance and direction that you'll move the shape. And in this example, it shows the translation vector right here. Now, moving the whole shape at once can be a bit tricky. What we do is we actually move each point this distance in this direction, and then you get your translation. So what I'm going to do is from each point, I'm drawing that same arrow at about the same distance. And then I get A prime, B prime, and C prime. And then here's my translated shape.
That looks 3D.
I know, that's why I was trying to use the color to help make it make sense. That's the general concept. Now we're going to look at it with numbers. Okay, so for the first example, we're going to graph point A at -3, 2. And then it says graph A prime at 3, -3. So point A, -3, 2. And A prime, 3, -3. So this is the pre-image and then the image. It says describe the movement from A to A prime. What they're looking for is if you move over to the right and then down, and you can count these squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it goes over to the right 6 units and down 5 units. So that's -5. So describe the movement. It's going to the right 6 units and down 5 units. We used a -5 here because it was going down. If it was going up, it'd be positive. And here we used +6 because we're going to the right. If we had to go to the left, it would be negative. Translation vector looks like this. Has this bracket here, and then it would be 6, -5. So that's how we move the point. Then up here, just scribble out that prime notation. This is just supposed to be point A was at -3, 2. And then we're going to take this vector and actually add it to the point. So +6 and -5. So just as we can move it this way, we can also use math to find the new points. -3 + 6 is 3, and 2 - 5 is -3. And that's where our point ended up. So the setup looks like this. X + 6 and y - 5. Okay, we're going to look at more different formats here. Translation rule, this says THK. H stands for the horizontal change and K represents the vertical change. So here it would be X + H for the horizontal change, and then Y + K for the vertical change. Then we have two different examples down here. It shows a rule here with x plus 2, y minus 5. That would translate the point xy 2 units. Plus 2 would be 2 units to the right. And minus 5 would be 5 units down. And you always do the horizontal change before you do the vertical. What is the algebraic description for a transformation that translates the point xy 2 units to the left and 3 units upward? Well, 2 units to the left would be minus 2, so x minus 2, and then 3 units upward, y plus 3. And on to the next page. It's not bad.
Yeah, but it just looks ugly.
Oh, good. So now we're going to do the same thing, but with an actual shape, starting with a trapezoid. What it says here, it says the 4 points of the trapezoid, and then it says vector -7, -3. So we're going to plot these 4 points and then move them to the left 7, down 3. So the first step, just plot the original trapezoid. So 2, 4, that's point J. Then for each point, I'm going to move it to the left 7 and down 3. So I get J prime. M prime. There's our image. Yeah. Okay, so we just found the translation based on this vector and we counted. The other way to do this would be by doing math. So for J, it would be 2 minus 7 and then 4 minus 3. I just took these points, 2 and 4, and then I subtracted 7 for the horizontal change and subtracted 3 for the vertical change. I get the point -5, 1, and sure enough, that's where we graph J prime. And quite a few people are still writing. The next one's the same exact thing. We're gonna graph the triangle, the original. And then from that point, our vector is -1, -2, so we'll go to left 1 and down 2. And there's the translated image. And then for the blanks, we'll just take our original points. And then add the vector. Somebody asked if it's always subtraction. The only reason why we're doing subtraction is because these are negative. If they were positive, you would be adding. And then just check to make sure that your points are in the right spot. Okay. The last example. AP undergoes a translation such that A prime is 1, 1 and P prime is 4, 3. So I'm going to plot that here. 1, 1, so that's A prime, and P prime is 4, 3. And then connect them. So here's the translated image. Okay, what are the values of H and K? Well, we're going to just choose one point, so maybe I'll choose point P, and then figure out how it's moving from one to the next. So just sketching that out. It's going to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units, and then it's going down 1, 2, 3, 4, so negative 4. So our H is 7 and K is negative 4. And then the last problem, multiple choice, which of the following statements is true? AP and AP prime have different locations. Yeah, that's true. They have different shapes. No, exact same shape. Different size. No, they're the exact same size. Different directions. Nope, they're still pointing in the same direction. And that's all. There is one more thing I want to go over that comes up on the homework. So on the homework, it asks which one of the examples ends up in a translation. And one of the answer choices is reflected over parallel lines, which may not make sense, but I'm going to show you how it would work. So let's say you have a semicircle, and it's reflected over one parallel line, and then it reflects again over the other one. And if you took out the middle, then you do have a translated image. So a reflection over two parallel lines does create a translation, if you get that question on the homework. Okay, the laptops still aren't working great, so you'll be able to use your phone. Just make sure to get homework 9-2 done